Most of the time when you're using CSS, you're going to want to use an external style sheet. You're usually going to want to have more style information than what you would typically want to mix up in your HTML file. It's certainly possible to have a sizable style sheet inline in your HTML file. It's not really a good idea. It's much better to separate them out and have them in separate files. So here we're going to look at how to use an external style sheet and some of the advantages of doing it that way. This is our external.html file, and you'll see here this tag here that says link. And this is how you link in the external style sheet. It's the link tag, and it has several attributes. Rel stands for relationship, and the relationship is a style sheet. Type, text/CSS. This is a holdover from the old MIME types. In effect, this means that it's a CSS file, that's the type of a style sheet that it is. In fact, there aren't very many different types of style sheets, and commonly there's only one, and most browsers really only support CSS for style sheets, but still it's a good idea to stick this in here, and it just follows the protocol. So type equals text/CSS. href, just like in an anchor link, is for the URL of the style sheet. And here we have main.css. So this is linking to a style sheet in a file named main.css in the same directory as the HTML file. And then this is the shortcut notation for a standalone XHTML tag that doesn't have any container to it. So there we have the link tag that links in the external style sheet. So this is the main.css file. It's just a simple style sheet, and it's just got a couple of styles in it. It's got one for the body, sets the background to white, margin, the font family, and one for the content ID in the div tag that centers it and has the gray border and all of that. And this is what it looks like in the browser. Here we have the light gray border, the white background, and the lorem ipsum text. Over here, I have another external.html file. This one's called external2. And the only difference is the title is a little bit different. You see, we still have the same style sheet, and we have the same div ID content. The h1 tag has just a little bit different text in it. Not really sure how to pronounce that. That's the only real difference from external.html, is that says lorem ipsum $sid emet for the h1 tag. And if we look in the browser here, external CSS2, the only difference is that h1 has different text in it. But you'll notice that everything is formatted exactly the same, and that's because we are using exactly the same style sheet. So that information only needs to take up space in one place. And also, if we were to go into the main CSS style sheet, and if we were to change something, like let's say we want our headings to be a different color, I can say h1 and put in a color here and save that and go to the browser, and this will change in both places. Now we have that different color in both places just from changing it in the one file. So this is a huge advantage to using an external style sheet over an internal style sheet, in that those same styles, you only define them in one place. And if you want to change them at any point, you change them in one place and they change across your website. So this is a simple example of how you do external style sheets. Most of the work that we do throughout this course is going to be using external style sheets because of those advantages and because this is the way that it's normally done.